Hey Verbling, my name's Michaela. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona, and today we're talking about team building. We'll be going over some pretty funny situations, talking about what team building is, and maybe, if we have time, listening to the report. If you guys have comments or questions on this, you could message me on Verbling, or you can message me on Facebook, and I'll put my Facebook name in the chat box for you. If you'd like to know about my tutoring schedule, you can go on my profile on Verbling and check out my free hours. Rafa, welcome back.
Thank you.
How's your week going so far, Rafa?
Pretty well, because I had having many problems with at my office with trying to fix some things like electricity issues, and at the end we can't fix it properly. I'm very happy, and my worries ran away. I enjoy
Good.
with your classes and talking in English. It's all.
Excellent. Glad to hear everything went according to plan.
Thank you.
All right. Hussein, welcome back. And how's your week going so far, Hussein? Whoa. I'm having a little trouble understanding you. Your microphone is, sounds weird. I can hear you, but not well.
I come back.
Yeah, reload maybe. That might help. I hope. And Antonio, in the meantime, welcome to class again.
Hello. Hello
How's
again.
your week going so far, Antonio? Having a good week so far?
Week so far? I
Yeah,
don't
like up
understand.
until now. I'll put it in the chat box for you as well.
Okay.
Are you having? And so far is similar to up until now. So until this point, has your week been good?
Okay. So far, I didn't know this question. Well, yes. Until now, Tuesday good. I'm fine. I'm happy. I'm fine.
Excellent. It's still pretty early in the week, so we have a few more days to go before we get the weekend back.
Yeah.
Okay. So I put the article in the chat box for you guys. You can load that up, and while you're loading it, we have a couple discussion questions before we start. And that is, what is a team building exercise, and have you ever done one? Antonio, do you know what a team building exercise is?
Okay, I open the paintballing the boss. No? Is the document?
That's the document, the article we're reading today. And it's all about team building exercises. So my question to you guys is, what is a team building exercise?
I don't know.
All right, Rafa, what about you? Any idea what a team building exercise is?
Yeah, I think it's related with exercises that you need to make in a team to improve your communication skills, how to work in a team. For example, paintball is one of them. They are used in many enterprise, in many business companies to improve the communication skills and the team work in every department. Paintball is one of them. Another could be to make a tent with newspapers, also with a line, a string to do some kind of shapes. Everything is to improve the working team skills.
Exactly. That's a pretty good description. And Rafa, have you ever done one of these exercises before?
Yes. Also, I've been doing this kind of exercise, and also I teach to do this kind of exercise sometimes because I was working in a company. I need to teach this kind of silly, sometimes difficult exercises. I don't remember so much, but I tried.
I see. So what kinds have you done before? What have you done for a team building exercise?
They are
Paintball?
very useful. Are you asking me too, or no?
Yeah. Paintballing, is that one of the ones you've done?
Yeah. Also, there are many others that with piece of newspaper you need to build a tent, as I said before. Other is with closing your eyes and a big long string. Try to make some shapes like a triangle with your eyes closed. All the thing is closed and nobody can talk, or there are different versions. Another is later I try to remember more.
Great, those are some good examples. Antonio, have you ever done one of these exercises to help you have a better relationship with the people you work with? Antonio, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, so have you ever done one of these exercises?
No, I didn't never make this exercise.
All right, well, we're going to listen about them today, and you'll get to tell us at the end if you think that they're beneficial or not so much. Hussein, are you there?
Yes, Mikael. Can you hear me right now?
Yes, now I can hear you perfectly.
Okay.
So tell us, have you ever done a team building exercise?
No, I have never done that, and I don't know about it.
All right, we'll learn a little something today then.
Okay.
And Shafar, have you ever done a team building exercise?
No, exactly.
Okay, well, then let's open the document and start to learn a little bit about these team building exercises. And I will screen share for you guys as well as we read. We're going to read first, and if we have time at the end, we will come back and listen to the story. If we don't have time, then you guys can do that on your own after class as an additional resource. The title of the article is Paintballing the Boss, Office Team Building Exercises Gone Bad. So usually these exercises are helpful and they're supposed to bring you closer to the people you work with and assist you in learning techniques and skills to work with other people. But they don't always work that way. The first 3 paragraphs here, let's have Shafar start.
Okay. Who can forget a game of Twister played in the skirt, or the file trash where the boss ends up on the ground? Office team building exercises often create lasting memories, just not necessarily ones you want to remember. Several years ago, Johnson worked at a health food store in Iowa. He remembered store management stringing up a donkey pinata to pump up the workers.
Thank you very much. And the next two paragraphs, Rafa.
Yeah. Pinned to its chest was a name tag for a rival store, Johnson says. They explained to everyone that this was, in fact, an effigy and that we were going to work together to figuratively, literally, destroy the competition. In lieu of candy, the piñata has filled with dollars coins. An overzealous middle manager with a baseball bat was first up, and he obliterated it.
All right, one more paragraph, and then we'll discuss some of these vocabulary words. And the next one, Hussein, can you read that for us?
Yeah. So when this thing explodes, thousands of the dollar gold Sacagawea coins fly through the air everywhere, Johnson said. Someone in the front row takes one in the face and goes down. They ricochet off the walls. And when the coins finally stop, I emerge from underneath the table. There's just a stunned silence.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about this vocabulary here. Let's start with a piñata. What is a piñata?
I think it's a play.
A play?
A game.
It is a game. It's a kind of game. And what do you need for this game? How do you play this game?
I have no idea.
Does anyone else know what a piñata is?
Well, the piñata,
You first.
No, you.
No, please.
Anybody who knows what it is?
I read it belongs to Mexican culture.
Mm-hmm.
It's a play with you have a box in the middle of the room and plenty with a lot of coins or candies inside. You try. It's most times it's a kids play. They try to crush down the piñata to take the
Exactly. So it's something that you hang up. They said they strung up the piñata, so they hung it from something using a string, and then you crush it until it explodes open, and usually there's candy inside. But in this case, because these people are adults, there's not candy, because candy is sort of a kid's prize. What did they say was inside the piñata? Anyone see it? What's inside the piñata?
Thousands of dollars.
Yes, dollar coins. So these Sacagawea, it's down here, Sacagawea coins. They're this gold-colored dollar coin, and it's a pretty big coin. And it's heavy. And I can show you a picture of it as well. There we go. So this is what it looks like. And they're pretty heavy. They're worth $1. It's something that's definitely a better prize for an adult because instead of a little candy, you're actually earning money. That's kind of cool. But what happens? Does anyone know what happened? So the piñata is filled with dollars.
Yeah, the coins, if I may, fly through the air everywhere, and it hurt the face of someone, and he fell down, and everybody on the room have a silence about what happened.
Yeah, so the situation is they meant it to be this activity that got everyone excited about the work, and it was a game that was meant to be fun, but in the end, when it exploded, these dollar coins hit people everywhere, and they probably were pretty painful. So it wasn't really an exciting event, it was more dangerous, and people didn't really enjoy it. There's a few other vocabulary words we should go over. Overzealous. What does overzealous mean? So from the context, it says, an overzealous middle manager with a baseball bat was up first, and he obliterated it. So obliterate is not just like to crush or open, it's like to destroy this thing. He totally destroyed it. It blast open. It was an explosion. So what can we understand about the word overzealous? Probably a 40-year-old guy with a baseball bat, and he totally destroyed this thing. No ideas?
If I may, overzealous could be related with a lot of enthusiasm.
Yes.
With very exciting and with a lot of effort, could be.
Exactly. He was super enthusiastic, maybe a little too much, and so he totally destroyed this piñata. So the piñata explodes, coins go everywhere, and we have a phrasal verb here, to go down. So someone in the front row takes one in the face and goes down. What does it mean to take one in the face and go down? How about Antonio? Would you like to tell us?
Maybe it's height. Yes.
Did you say hit?
And it's con height. Height or cover.
Ah,
maybe?
I see. Kind of, yeah. Similar to going down. That's part of what happens. Shafar, can you give us any more information about what you think this situation looks like? Someone in the front row takes one in the face.
I don't really know, but let me try. In front of row takes one in the face. I don't understand. So.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Rafa, can you add anything?
Goes down is when someone fall on the floor, like similar to be dismayed or passed by, could be.
Yeah, definitely. So the situation here, when they say she takes one in the face, it means she gets hit in the face by one of these dollar coins and she goes down. And as you guys mentioned, going down would be falling on the floor, probably not a good situation. Maybe she's hiding or covering herself to protect herself from more hits. But it's not good. And what about ricochet? So this woman falls, she protects herself, and the rest of the coins ricochet off the walls.
Go anywhere.
They go everywhere. And when we say ricochet, we mean kind of like bounce. So to ricochet would be to hit something and then bounce off in another direction. These coins, they go everywhere, they hit the walls, and then they bounce off. They're coming with a lot of force. So they don't just fall, but they hit and they bounce and they go everywhere. All right. Any other vocabulary questions from these first few paragraphs?
At the beginning of the paragraph, when the author said skirting at the beginning, scrolling up, please, if you may. The twister played in a skirt. I don't get what it's a kind of play, but I don't know what's the meaning of the.
Okay, so Twister is another game, and it's used as a team building exercise. Let's look for the game here. Yeah, there we go. So this is Twister, and how you play is you have to spin this dial and put your hand or your foot on the correct color. So if you play this game in a skirt, there's a very good chance you are going to end up showing people something that you probably shouldn't in a work situation.
Nice.
Yeah, so yeah. So it's an example. They're giving us an example of another team building exercise that is gone a little wrong, probably. Okay. Any other questions? Let's continue reading. The next short 3 paragraphs, Shafar. Can you read for us? Oh, also Miguel, welcome to class. Nope. Ciao, Miguel. Okay. Sorry. Shafar, continue.
The coins are like blood money, and no one picks them up. Johnson thinks of the whole fiasco as an omen, since the store eventually fell to the competition. Johnson is now managing a library, and he says an ignored twist. It's been tasked with organizing its own team building event. I'm not that guy, I'm that manager teaching people to do those things, Johnson says.
Thank you very much. And the next 2 paragraphs, Rafa.
Around the world, there are thousands of teamwork facilitators. Michael Cardius is one of them. He founded Create Learning in Buffalo, New York. He says the point of trying something new, something that requires cooperation, is to inspire different methods of problem solving. Hey, this is novel, this is different, and then you can hopefully have them talk about what worked in that activity and how they can transfer it back to the workplace, Cardius says.
Thank you very much. Any vocabulary questions? In the first paragraph, we have the word fiasco. What does fiasco mean? So they're talking about the situation with the coins. They fell, they shoot everywhere, they hit someone in the face, and that situation, he says, is a fiasco. So what can we understand about the word fiasco?
Is something what happens badly.
Exactly. It's yeah, something that's definitely not good. It's a bad event. What else do we know about this event?
The word vital maybe. Violent. Filing.
Violent? Yeah, it could be. I think you said violent, and it could be violent. So we know that it's a bad situation, could be a violent situation. It's a big mess, basically. A very big mess. And it says that, he says it was an omen. It was an omen because the store eventually fell to the competition. So what is an omen? So this bad, crazy situation should have given them information because the store eventually failed, right? So what does omen mean?
Omen is related with a kind of advice before you do anything, is like similar to an intuition about something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like a sign before something happens. Definitely. Okay. So now the same guy who had to endure that difficult event is giving team building exercises to other people. And let's see. Yeah, I think do you guys have any other vocabulary questions? If not, we're going to watch this video. And there is audio, but it's not really that important. So I'm going to mute it. And we'll play the video. So this is a video of a team building exercise gone wrong, and it's pretty funny. Can everyone see okay?
Yep.
All right. So this is a team building exercise. The group is down at the bottom, and the boss is the green shirted guy at the top. Can anyone take a guess at what's about to happen?
Yes.
So give us a prediction. What do you think is about to happen?
The man is going to fall down.
Fall down on the floor.
Oh, sorry.
All right, let's see if you guys are right. He's saying, you guys aren't going to drop me, right?
Oh no.
All right. Okay, so if you guys want to watch that with audio, or if you just think it's really funny and you want to send it to all your friends, I will put that in the chat box for you guys. It is a very good example of a team building exercise gone wrong. Miguel, welcome to class. Miguel, are you there? Nope. Oh man, every time I say his name, he just pops out of the chat box. Okay. All right. So back to our article. Let's read a little bit about that. So the next 3 short paragraphs are for Antonio. Go ahead and read. Antonio, are you there?
Yes, sorry, I was watching the video with audio. I'm sorry. Several years ago, things didn't go well for Peter Brooks when his former employer buzzed his division to a suburban Washington, D.C. field. They were divided into teams for a round of paintball. We were issued safety goggles and paintball guns, one of which immediately misfired. It hit a district manager in the throat. Brock says. He remembers that the game quickly devolved into screaming, pleading, and retaliatory rage. The paintballs left large welts.
Okay, so this is one we talked about, paintballing with your boss. And Rafa, you said you know a little something about these exercises. Do you think paintballing is sometimes a good exercise to have with your team, or is it a little dangerous?
I think more than a fiasco, as we are saying in the article, it's a little dangerous, no more. And if you are the boss of the department, you are in a very risky situation with a paintball team building exercise, because all your department can be against you and try to kill you in a metaphoric way. And this is this is dangerous, no a fiasco. Building teams are so interesting and develop a lot of skills to the people, communication skill and so on. But it's dangerous, no more, as we could see in the video too.
Yes, definitely. Paintballing does sound like a dangerous exercise, especially if you are the boss. Has anyone here been paintballing before? I certainly haven't, but I've heard that it's pretty uncomfortable, and they mention that the paintballs leave large welts. So what is a welt? Does anybody know? I'm going to come up with a picture. It'd be kind of gross, so if you have a if your stomach is weak, probably you don't want to watch. But this is a welt. It's like a bruise, kind of. But it's definitely painful. Not really good. So the paintballs leave large welts. And any other vocabulary questions before we move on? I see. How about this situation when the gun misfired and hit the district manager in the crotch? What happened? It's not a very common vocabulary word, but it's important to go over for the meaning of this exercise. If it hit the district manager in the crotch, is that a sensitive area or not?
Foramen is the most
yes.
sensitive
So,
area, I think.
without being vulgar, it is a very sensitive area, especially for men. It's probably not a nice place to be hit by a paintball. All right. Next 3 paragraphs. Let's have Shafar read for us.
Okay. Alexa. A lot of people pointed their guns right at the supervisor, me included. Brooke says, I shot mine right in the middle of the back, and then he spun around with the reference in his eyes. I surrendered. The bus ride home, he says, was dead silent. I think we were really unprepared at the impact, literally, emotionally, and physically. The impact of shooting paintballs at each other, Brooke says. People were very mad at each other. They were heartfelt apologies.
All right. So if you had the chance to paintball with the people you work with or the people you go to school with, what would you do? Who would you go for first? Rafa, if you had that opportunity, who would you be aiming at?
Related with the boss in the same situation, are you asking? I think the problem with this kind of exercise is how to use it. If you are using it like in real, for example, in paintball, this could be a very dangerous situation for your boss. Also, have been involved in it. Perhaps I tried to kill my boss too. But I think the more interesting thing is, first of all, you need to be in the same level. All you don't need to mix different level. Boss, employees is very dangerous, I think. And the other thing is important, at least in my experience, is use it like a metaphoric way. In a metaphoric way, for example, many times three of them are trying to do nothing. Who is the leader? How it changed? You need to do that kind of exercise to think about the exercise in it, not only to do it, because if you only are doing it, it's very dangerous because it's a real situation and people try to use it for another interest. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I think you're right. And it honestly doesn't make much sense, the paintballing thing, because the exercise is supposed to teach you to work together, but it seems like paintballing would make you guys work against each other. So, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like not the best one.
Yeah. Also, it's a scary situation because it's so dangerous in real too, and I think. But
yeah, there's
there
still
are many facilitators that are trying to do exercise without having no idea what they are managing. At least in my country, it's the same. There are many facilitators that they this kind of exercise, but without to have a deep idea what's happening in it. No. That's another
Definitely.
topic.
All right, Shafar, if you were in this situation and you were paintballing with the people you work with or the people you go to school with, who would you aim for, or what would be your strategy?
What's the meaning? What's that meaning?
Paintballing?
No, the aim.
So, if you were paintballing, what would you do? Would you aim for your boss, or would you aim for a coworker you don't like, or would you just try to not touch anyone because you work with them, so it's important?
Okay. I see. In my opinion, I guess I just need to shoot the people, the people who is play with in paintball. I need to thinking who is gonna I shoot in the paintball games. I mean like that. But I will aware of the my supervisors because I think they are more they are more have a right to not shoot by his coworkers, things like that.
All right, not a bad strategy. Okay, let's get back to reading. We'll finish up this article and maybe listen if we have time as well. So, let's see, we read those. The next person, Rafa, were you the last one to read?
We read, teacher. I have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
What's the meaning of heartfelt apologies?
Ah, interesting. Any ideas, Rafa? What is a heartfelt apology? It's the very last phrase here.
I think it's feeling with your heart when you are telling the truth, see eye to eyes to the other, trying to be honest with the feelings of your heart. Could be?
Yeah, exactly. Something very genuine and sincere. Not just any apology, but something that you really, really are sorry for. And do you guys have any other questions before we move on? There's plenty of complex vocabulary here, so if you guys have a question, you can ask me, or if you're afraid you'll forget, you're welcome to put it in the chat box, and then we'll go over it at an appropriate time. All right. Rafa, will you read these 2 paragraphs for us?
Yeah. Anne Thornley Brown, president of Executive Oasis, which specializes in corporate team building, says there's a whole subcategory of bad exercises she calls extreme team building. There are some CEOs who are weekend warrior types, and what they may do is compel the members of the team to participate in some really risky activities, she says.
Thank you. All right, so what is a weekend warrior type?
I think people who is easygoing in the rest of the week, but at the weekend he transformed themselves in another kind of person. It's like similar to Mr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. They are warriors.
Yeah, totally.
They became like warriors, and they need to waste his adrenaline in the battlefield.
Yes, battlefield, exactly. And they might compel the members of their team to participate in risky behaviors. What is compel?
And what they may do is compel to the members of the team. They compel could be they try to engage them in the same activity, to convince them to do the same thing, could be.
Exactly, some kind of motivation. Great. And Shafar, will you read these 3 short paragraphs for us?
Willie McGee's extreme experience happened last year during a retreat to Montauk, New York. The company he worked for was clearly in financial straits and full of decision and discontent, but McGee says the CEO hoped to find salvation through group inspiration and seems eager to appear cool and edgy to his young, 20-something staff. I think in order to win people back on his favor, he started going around and trying to hand out drugs. McGee says, psilocybin mushroom to be precise.
Okay, so this is bringing it to a new level. Some CEOs are weekend warriors, but this guy did something else. So the company was in financial straits. What is a financial strait? No ideas?
Financial strait could be financial difficulties.
Yes, extreme financial difficulties. So he hoped to find salvation and inspiration, and he wanted to appear cool and edgy to his young staff. What did he end up doing? Rafa, what did he do to appeal to his young staff and seem cool and edgy and give motivation?
This guy to trying to look like young people began to hang out with drugs. Also trying to he tried psilocybin mushroom. It's a kind of a hallucination mushroom, could be.
Exactly. So that's not exactly a professional thing to do. Rafa, what would you do if someone at your company offered you hallucinogenics?
Oh my gosh, it's a hard question, but if my job is so difficult, I have involved in many problems. Perhaps I would like to try this mushroom to evade me from my boss and from all that stuff so horrible to. And if it is a must. Because my boss said it's a building team exercise to try this kind of mushroom, I'll be obligated to eat them. What God save the queen.
Yeah, it's hard to say no to your boss for sure.
Yeah.
Far, what would you do if someone at your company, maybe your boss, offered you hallucinogenic mushrooms?
Oh my gosh, I'm joking.
I want to accept that.
Sorry.
Yeah.
So what would you do? I mean, he's your boss. He has a lot of control over your life. You don't want to get fired. What would you say?
I will take it, but after that I will throw out.
I see. So say like, oh yeah, thank you, and then get rid of it later.
Yeah.
All right. Next few paragraphs. Rafa, will you read these too?
So, at this point, about half the staff is arguing about who has it worse at which job and how we are getting screwed and what we are going to do next. And the other half started to eat psychedelic mushroom, Mackie says. He remembered that after a midnight parade and a degree of mayhem, most of the employees settled down at the beach. It's so funny.
Yeah, this is a crazy situation. Shafar, can you finish this article for us with the last two paragraphs?
Okay. The last paragraph. We had this moment together on the top of this tower where we realized, well, we are not going to save the business, but we could at least save the relationship here. Midge says, the business closed in September, but Midge remains in touch with his former colleagues. Surviving trauma, he says, is its own kind of team building.
All right, so crazy situation. Some people took mushrooms. Everyone else was kind of upset about the financial straits. And mayhem occurred. What is mayhem?
I have no idea.
Mayhem is craziness. It's like chaos. Something just totally insane. There was a parade and some mayhem. People were high on drugs. It was a weird situation. Totally crazy, chaotic things were happening. Any other vocabulary questions? All right. So you guys have just enough time to listen to this report before the next class if you're interested. So I'll let you guys listen to that on your own if you choose. Do you have any other questions or comments before we finish up today?
Nope.
Awesome. So good luck with your listening, and if you have any other questions, just let me know in the next class or on Verbling or on Facebook.
Okay.
Thank you guys for joining and having some conversation with me. See you guys again later.
Goodbye.
Bye.